if you are watching the replay, make sure you give us a comment that you're in here.
Yeah.
After the fact, we'd love to come back. And then I will go in when this is done and all the links that we're talking about. So if something comes up and we end up sharing it, I will go back and put them in the description because I know the chat kind of gets a little awkward to navigate sometimes.
There is going to be a replay. Debbie asked. Yes.
Yep. So you can find it on all of our YouTube channels after. I mean, give us a few minutes to let it repopulate and get it posted and get it updated. But I think the easiest place is to go back and find it on YouTube because I don't know how well the Facebook one is working right now. Technology.
Yep.
We're creative. If you want really good creativity, you come here. If you want technology, I don't know where we even go for that. Okay, so Christy, whenever you're ready, we are all going to be here the whole entire time, but we're going to be backstage. Mm-hmm. So that's where we're having donuts and cocktails and stuff like that while the other person is live, right?
Or we're finishing our project.
I didn't get that memo.
So we are here. If you have questions, we can try to help you, but we're going to let Christy jump into the full stage here, and here we go.
Here I am. Okay, sorry you can't see my face, but these are my hands. This is my glove for my iPad. A lot of people ask. It just helps with the screen not to bounce around. But I wanted to show the cutest. I went outside in the backyard and I grabbed some acorns, and I thought, how fun is it just to paint on these? I actually didn't even paint. I used these markers. These are just acrylic markers and made little designs on them. And I thought they were so cute. So easy. I have so many acorns in my backyard. Anyway, so today I showed you how a second ago that I'm going to take a digital piece of art and then turn it into a physical card. You have your little signature on the back and everything. And we're going to start with a blank canvas. Let me make sure I saved this. I think I did. Save to file. Oh, no. Oops. Save. Okay. So let me know in the comments, and maybe Shelly or somebody can read them to me. How many of you have an iPad? What is your, if you do you already play with Procreate? I'd love to know your experience. I'm going to pull up over here my sample so I can see and remember what we're doing. That's not what we're doing. Hold on.
Judy said that she just got her glove yesterday.
All right. Way to go.
I have my Procreate, but I should go grab it and play along.
You know, there was an update earlier today.
And that usually happens when we go live, right?
I know. There was an update and I was like, what's happening? I didn't even anyway. Oh, yay. Sonia loves Procreate. Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to start here. And I do design digital stamps. And this is from my stamp collection, fall 2005. And so it's a collection of a bunch of different shapes. And it's just like if you were to physically stamp something with a, ink pad and a stamp. But this is just one touch of the button. I'm going to go looking for my acorn. There's my little owl. He's going to go in there too. But I'm looking for my acorn first. And I have so many stamps here. There it is. Just a blank acorn. And, you always think of acorns as just like a little something. But this one I'm going to make giant. And over here, I can see how big I'm making it. And then over here, I can hover. Yeah.
Do you want to quickly just talk about what a stamp is for those that are new to Procreate?
Oh, I thought I did just now. Did I say that?
Did I miss it while I was reading comments?
I think I just did. Tell me if I didn't make sense of it. Yeah, but this is just like you tap the button. It's a stamp, just like if you were physically doing it. Yeah. Thank you for asking because sometimes I forget. Okay, then I'm going to go to another layer and I'm going to add my cute little owl. He's my favorite. I've been making so many things with him. And then it's as easy as, stamping again. I'm going to make him a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to put him right here. And if you'll notice in the sample, he's holding a teacup. And so I added that as well. And make sure you do a new layer first. And then I got to go find that little teacup, wherever that teacup is, right here. And then I've got to, it's way too big. So I've got to turn it down a little bit. And then it can be oversized, but I think about like that. And see how they're overlapping. So I'll show you how to make it look more like he's holding it like right here. You can see he's holding it there. Okay, and then I did the hand lettering, the Happy Fall, y'all. I did hand lettering, and I'll show you that when we get there. Okay.
Did you tell us the canvas size? Somebody's asking.
It is 8.5 by 11. I pretty much always design in that if it's not a square. Thank you, Judy, for that. Yeah. Okay, so from here, then I'm going to go ahead and start coloring in. So I'm going to color the background, and I have this color palette that I've been using for fall that I have just enjoyed so much. So that's what I'm using. I'm going to add a layer to the bottom and pretend like you're making a card and you need a piece of scrapbook paper across here. You want to add more, like say that the purple is just a piece of cardstock, and then I want to put a piece of scrapbook paper on top with a design. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to color that whole layer the color I want it. Okay. And then I'm going to take my arrow and I'm going to drag this. No, hold on. I'm going to go to freeform down here at the bottom. I'm going to drag this down to about the width that I want it. And then I'll put it on here wherever I want it, like that.
I love that teal and that cranberry.
Those together, I know, right? I think I'm going to go ahead and color some of the stamps too, just so I can make sure I can see what's going on here. Okay, so I'm going to get a darker brown for the top. And you're going to have to probably keep me on the time. I'm not sure how long. This could take me a long time, or I could do it quicker, you know? So
okay. Mine's pretty quick. So if you go over a minute or two, we should be good.
Okay. Because I literally have no idea. Oops. And if you tap on the wrong thing, you just go back and untap it. There's that. And now I'm going to go get this caramel color and then color this. Now it looks like my owl is colored the caramel color, but he's not. Remember, he's on his own layer. So I'm going to tap on that layer. And then I'm going to also make him brown. I'm going to slide this over here. I do have a Procreate Fun for Beginners course, and I had a lot of people sign up for it last week. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see their work. It's just so exciting when you don't have to spend hours researching and looking for how to do certain things. Someone can give you all the shortcuts, and it's just been a blast to be able to create that course and then have people that want to sign up for it.
You're such a good teacher with it too.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so now the teacup, I can't drop color right here because remember the teacup is on a different layer. So I've got to go to that layer. I'm going to go find that teal to tie it in. Okay, and I noticed that it colored where it shouldn't color. I don't want it to color where the T is supposed to be. So I'm going to back up and then I'm going to drop color here. And I am going to go back and forth until I didn't pick up my pencil until it gets it how I want it. And that's how I want it. I don't want that color filled in. That's something that you kind of learn as you go. It takes a minute to get that figured out. And then let's put some tea in there or whatever drink you prefer. I was having troubles with coming up with the colors for tea. I don't know. That's a weird looking tea. It's got a little creamer in it. And then
Earl Grey. Let's pretend it's Earl Grey tea.
Earl Grey. Oh my gosh, I love Earl Grey tea. It is my very, very favorite. Okay, so we've made the tea bag white so it kind of stands out. Now see right here where I was telling you I want it to look like he's holding it. So I need to do some erasing. And so I am going to go to my eraser tool and turn down the size. And I want to erase to where it looks like it's behind his little feather. And so I'm going to turn the opacity down on this so I can see what I'm doing. See how I'm doing that? And now I know I can erase where do I want it erased? Hold on, let me think. It's going to look like it's underneath that one, I think. We may have to play with it for a second and just see. Okay, so let me turn the opacity back up. Oop. Got to go to that layer. Turn it back up. Okay, so see how it looks like he's holding it now? And I even did it a little bit different over here. I think the end, I erased that too. I think I like that better. Erase that too. Yeah, and it looks like it's underneath those feathers. Okay, so there's that. Now, let's see. We've got that colored in, and I did a lot on here. You can see that I did a lot of shading and adding texture and stuff. So I don't know if I have time to do that, but I would probably play with that at the very end anyway. But what I want to do now is I want to make polka dots on this little piece of scrapbook paper we brought in, that blue piece. So to do that, I'm going to add a layer above that piece, and then I'm going to tap on it, and I'm going to choose clipping mask. Okay. And now whatever I color, whatever I do is just going to show up on top of that blue. So I'm going to go get a darker blue, and then I'm going to find a stamp that I like to put on there. And I'm just going to pick a background, something that I use a lot, and that's like polka dots. I love polka dots. And then I'll put these on here like that, and see how easy that was to just add that little extra. And now
is the blue, Christy, does it have like boxes?
That's just the grid. Let me turn, I can turn that off.
In the background. Okay.
Yeah, I turned that off.
Like, did I miss where she put that in there?
No. Okay, so then now is where I want to add some lettering. And I don't know if you saw this one, but this one is cute, playing a play on words. You're a hoot and a nut. Couldn't ask for a better friend. So I love that one. Oh, thank you, Kelly. And then happy fall, y'all. I thought I would do this one here. And I'm just playing around and doing my own lettering, and I encourage you to play around and do yours as well. You want to have it on a new blank layer though. And then wait, I don't have the right brush. I'm just going to get my standard brush. And this is really fast. If you're watching and you've never done this, this is super fast. I don't teach this fast. It's just I have a short time limit to get through here. So I don't normally teach that fast. Okay, so happy. Maybe I'll make it a little bit smaller. And then I did fall.
I would love to know who's watching that has Christy's hand lettering books. So you have 3 of them now, right?
Yes. And then y'all down here.
Too cute.
Okay. And to me, it looks really flat. Like I can't even look at it. It's so flat. So what I want to do is add some dimension in different places. So the first thing that I can do is add a top layer, and I already have white chosen. And then I'm using a dry ink. Well, let's go down and get an airbrush. So everybody should have an airbrush in there if they have the program Procreate. And then we're just going to take that. I don't know. It was way big. Hold on. And I'm just going to make some lines. That's way too big. Just some lines around. And it's really wobbly looking. There's that. And we could do it, on here as well. Up here. And I'll do that for now. And so what we're going to do is we're going to make that softer. I'm going to go to that layer. I think I can get rid of this now. I'm going to go to that layer that I was on, and I'm going to, well, before that, I'm going to go up here to the wrench, and I'm going to tap Gaussian blur, and then I'm going to move my brush over to really soften that. See how you can't see the wiggly lines anymore? And now it just looks like it's got a shine to it. And then I can go on that layer and turn down the opacity a little bit if I want to, so it's not as bright. See how that softens it a little bit more? So I'm just going to leave it like that for right now. And I'm going to have time to go get a textured brush. Okay, so now I want the acorn to have some texture to it. So what I'm going to do is go to that layer and tap a blank layer above and tap on clipping mask like we did before. And I'm going to go look for some kind of texture brush. I think I did charcoal. I've been enjoying these charcoals lately. And I'll just pick one of these, the 6B compressed. And I want it to be a little bit darker than the caramel color. So I'm just going to go over here and make it a little bit darker and see what that looks like. And that does not look good. Okay, there we go. So you see how I'm giving it some texture? And it's just going to stay on top of that acorn. And I didn't make a duplicate of I always make a duplicate of my outline stamp, or I usually do. And I didn't today, so I'll have to clean it up better. Thank you for that. Okay, so can you see the text? I can't really see it good on the screen. And if you go over a little bit, just erase that part that you went over on there. Thank y'all for being here today. This is so fun.
I love the texture on there. That really does add.
It makes it so much better. It's not so flat, but I'll do a shadow as well. So let's do the shadow now. I'm going to duplicate the whole acorn, and then I'm going to turn it black. Select. And if you are trying to do this with me, hopefully it will be on the replay and you can pause and then do the next step and then pause and do the next step, because this is super fast. Okay, so now if you look in my lineup here, I've got my acorn and I've got a copy of it, and I'm going to select and change it to the color black because it's going to be my shadow. So you can look right here, it's black. I'm going to tap and I'm going to move see my shadows underneath there. So I'm going to move it over just a little bit. Okay, can you see it?
So did you make the shadow bigger first?
No, I did not. I just moved it over to the right. It looks bigger because it's outlined in black. I think that's why it looks bigger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And now I'm going to use the Gaussian blur again. I'm going to blur that out and see how it made it look. It popped up off the page. That's what we're looking for. And but it's still a little dark. I'm going to turn down the opacity of that. So see that shadow there?
That is too cool.
Now it's not so flat. And then with my lettering, if I have time to do one more thing with my lettering.
Yes, you have like 8 minutes.
Okay, good.
Or more. If you need more, go for it.
Okay, so what I want to do here, so I'm going back to my regular brush that I always use. And I'm going to add a line, like a downstroke where the lines where you would go down when you're writing. I'm making a line next to those lines. Here, and then I'm going to also go down here and do it. I feel like I'm in a race.
You're doing awesome. It's mesmerizing to just watch.
Oh, good. Good. I don't want anybody bored. All right. So then I decided I would take some color and color inside those little spaces. I could have just colored them in white, but I thought, why not add a little bit more color to the background? And I could erase some of these lines to make them solid, but nah, I'm not gonna. You like the depths of the little steps. They make such a big difference, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay, and then down here at the bottom, I'm gonna also do that, but I'm gonna do it with orange to tie in a little bit of that orange. Now I could keep going and going and going. Let me show you this card. So this one, it has, let me turn my light on real quick. See how it has layers of paper? It looks like a layer of brown paper, then it's got light purple, then darker purple, and then it's got stitching on here. So I just keep adding and adding more details to make it more exciting to look at. Oops, I touched the wrong thing. Ooh, look, it looks cute in different colors. We could do it in different colors. But so what I would do to make it layered and have a color underneath it is I would take all of the layers all together. I'm just swiping them because I want them to stay together and not go anywhere, not separate. And I'm going to group them. I'm going to hit this group button. And then they're all grouped. They're all together. There's a little arrow right here. And that's just going to combine them all in this little box, just so you don't have all these layers. Okay. Hi, Sue. Hi, Sheila. Hi, Kelly. I'm so glad y'all are here. Hi, Sonia. And everybody else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that entire layer and I'm going to make it smaller. like so. Oh, wait, hold on. I forgot to do something. Just a minute. Before I do that, I want to add a layer. Underneath that, hold on. It didn't do what I wanted it to do. I don't want it to have that. I want this down at the bottom, and sometimes it's just finicky. There we go. I think I got it. Why that's in a new group, I don't know, but I'm not worried about that right now. Okay, so this, I want this layer. Oh no, see, if you don't have things lined up right, look what happens. See, this got out of alignment, and so now I've got polka dots everywhere. So you have to be careful about how you do that. So I'm going to back up and go, this is where I need to be. This one, I'm going to take the clipping mask off, and then it takes it off the other one. I don't know why. Anyway, okay. So I'm going to put the clipping mask back on, and now it's back how it should be. Okay, so this bottom layer here, I'm going to make it the purple that I have it on. I'm just going to tap that. But the background, I'm going to make it the lighter purple. Okay, and it'll make more sense once I show you what I'm doing. So I want to make sure that I highlight the group and then this other layer I just made and make it smaller. See what I mean? I'm trying to make layers of papers here. I'm even going to do it a little bit. And you can see where your center is when you start playing around. You'll see the X's. And then I want to do another color and say maybe I want this one to be that orange. And so I will play around and make another layer. And then in between all of these layers, you can put a shadow. And so it'll make it look like it's popping off the page. Like I'll do one example under the orange. Let's make a shadow under that. I'm just going to turn it black. And just tapping it over a few times. Where you see how you can see it? It already looks like it's a piece of paper there. But if I want to make it a little bit more, I'm just going to slide over. Oh, and can you put the links in for me, Shelly?
So one of them didn't work. The second one you had in didn't work, but I will drop the one. So when I do mine, if you want to put it in there, and then we'll update.
Okay. I was just going to tell everybody that if you're interested in knowing more, I'm thinking about starting a digital stamp club. I'm praying about it. And if you're interested in knowing more information about that, you can get on my wait list to find out more. And that link should work. Did it work? Yeah.
That one did work. So we're good.
Okay. Well, I'm going to stop so we can get to Shelly. It's her turn, but this is basically how I did this card.
I love it.
Thank
it's so
you.
Cute.
Thank you so much. Okay, Shelly, show us what you got.
I have to switch the camera, and I can't do that while you were talking. So
I asked you to do something for me. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Talk amongst yourselves.
She's got her hands in all the buttons. That's funny. So hi, Marilyn. Oh, thank you, Pat. I appreciate it, y'all. And I feel out of breath. So I know if you're trying to do what I'm doing, you feel out of breath. So just remember, that was not a normal class.
Yeah, you were going fast.
I was.
Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to turn this on. Wait for it. Oh, let me turn my camera around.
Oh, we see the ceiling. Oh, what a nice ceiling you have there. Nice shadows.
Oh, love it, right?
Thank you, Joyce. I appreciate that. Thank you, Tanya.
Okay.
Oh, Kelly. Sweet.
All right. We are going to do a craft for, let me put this on the front, and then I'm going to make it big.
It's me. I'm back.
I didn't move the cameras around. All right. This is my first day with the computer. Just kidding. All right. How are we doing?
Good.
All right. So let me know if there's anything that goes wrong. I can hear you guys, but I can't read the screen. So, all right. What we're going to do today is a home I guess it was a home decor craft, but this would be really great if you are going to somebody's house for the holidays and you want to bring them a present. So let me run through the supplies, and then I am going to show you how to do it with heat transfer vinyl. But if you don't have a Cricut, hold on, because I got two other ways that I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, so let me see. What do I have up on the screen? Let me remove the banner so that we can. Okay, there we go. You guys can see. I'm getting my steps in. I should put my phone back in my pocket so I get credit for all these steps. Okay, so the first thing that I did was I got I think everything here I got at Hobby Lobby except the vinyl is from Happy Crafters. So when we're done, I will put the supply link in there too, and you can find it on the website also. But just grab a glass vase of some sort. You can actually get these at the dollar store too. The candle that I did is a lighted one, but you could do any candle. And then check out these cute little acorns. So I got these at Hobby Lobby, and then now with the acorn theme, but this really could be anything. You know, at Hobby Lobby, they have those, oh, like, what is that noise? That's my heat press warming up. They have those wooden, like, die cut things. You could get the little snowflakes and stuff like that. And that works too. So you could change this for every season. So I cut out this SVG, which is actually a, so on the website, I will put the link with it, but it's got like leaves here and here. So you could use it on like one of those round signs. I got rid of those and I just cut out the welcome, but I'm going to show you a trick with another one too. So this is the heat transfer vinyl. We're going to put this on the ribbon. So you want to make sure that you have ribbon that is heat resistant, you know, like that satin stuff. It will not work for this. What else do you need? Do you need a glue gun or something? I'm going to use these strips to attach the ribbon. And then I'm going to show you another thing in a minute, but let me get this one going first. So let me grab my heat press. I thought it was all organized. So this one is heat transfer vinyl. Now, if you did the sticky vinyl, there is a good chance that it would still stay on there, but I honestly think it's probably going to stay a little bit better this way. Let me grab something to put over the top. This is a Teflon sheet, but you could use a piece of, you know, butcher paper or something like that too. Let me make sure she's straight. And all I did to measure this out was I put a box, if you are a Cricut user, so I put a box in my design space on the size, the height of this ribbon. And then I measured kind of wonkily. I measured and thought, okay, if somebody is looking at whatever size vase you have, it is 4 inches for sure. You probably could get by with 5, but you don't want somebody to have to kind of walk around it to read what's on there. And then I just made sure that I could do something with the design. So I made a box by 2.5. That was the width of this ribbon here, by 4.5. And then these tails will hang off the edge, but that will be fine. Right, I'm going to look at it halfway this way so I can see. And are there any comments or questions since I can't see that far? I'm counting. Everybody count with me. 10, 9, 8.
I'm not seeing any questions, but I love that you're doing this on ribbon. I love that look.
I'm sorry, you love the what ribbon?
The look of doing the heat transfer on ribbon. I love that.
Oh, thanks. It's like, and then I picked the vinyl that takes 20 seconds instead of 5. I went with a scrap, but I usually like Caesar Easy Weed. If you're thinking, okay, what's the best heat transfer vinyl? I love everything Caesar. It's super quick to adhere. Like that one was 20 seconds or something. And a lot of the Caesar stuff is half that. And then the satisfactory pull of the transfer tape. So there we go. And there is our ribbon. So this is really cute if you're doing a wreath. I did a wreath for my mom and dad for Christmas one year, and I put their name on it. So that was kind of fun. I thought it was a genius. So we'll go with that. And then, oh, this was $3.99. So really inexpensive gifts. But these ones actually look like they could definitely be store-bought, right? Now, these are those strips and not glue dots. Let me see, I cut my ribbon way too long here. I'm going to cut it off just a little bit so I don't have so much overlay. And I am hoping that was the scissors that I like to cut layered ribbon with. You guys have like 17 pairs. Let's see who has the most pairs of scissors. How many scissors do you guys have in your stash? More than we want to count, right?
I have 8 that I can see.
That's pretty good. All right, so for this, I was looking at it, and when you put the candle in there, I'm going to go just a hair down from the top so that we can see if it's snowflakes or, you know, acorns. So I'm going to go a little bit. If I did it right in the middle, you kind of couldn't see it. If I was doing this again, I probably would get a slightly deeper jar. Okay. And I'm just pulling it on all the way around and then put the glue on. Now you could go back with another glue dot and stick it in there so that it doesn't slide, but because we are trying to get all of our crafts done in 30 minutes or less, I'm going to go ahead and leave that as it is. Now I'm going to put this in here. Sprinkle my, this would also work for a, you know, if you don't want to do a candle, you could do a candy or like a candy jar type thing. So let me see if I can show this to you guys. Just like that. I think that's cute, but I don't think that any project is done unless it has a little bow of some sort. And then I have one more way I want to show you guys how to make this. I also can't see the clock from here. How much time do we have, guys? I think I've only been on for like a couple minutes, right?
You've only been on for 9 minutes. You were good.
What? We're gonna have to make 13 more objects. I won't go so fast.
That's super adorable.
Oh, thanks. So all I did was take a piece of twine and then tied it just like I tied my shoes. And I'm gonna put a little snot dot, glue dot, whatever you want to call it, behind it. And let me find a pin. I have one more thing to show you guys though.
So Judy asked what font you used for the welcome.
That is a combination of a font and some design work. I don't remember what font it was, but this is an SVG on my blog, so I can add the link to that. This one doesn't really, this ribbon doesn't really twist as nicely as some of them do, but it's just trying to do a little whimsical bow on the side. Now, if you have a Cricut, this is a really easy way to add things to your ribbon, but what if you don't have a Cricut? So we're just gonna leave this sideways so you guys can see what we're doing here. And this is another thing that you can get at Hobby Lobby. It is just it's a bag of words. And let me see, there's family, welcome, hope, loved, hello, coffee, blessed, and gather. And you could paint these or something like that and then just stick them on your product or vase or whatever yourself. If you get them wet, I have seen where you can, you know, soak them for a little bit and then they become a little bit more pliable. I also, and I didn't try it, but I think you probably could do it with some heat and just give it a little bit of a looser to kind of loosen up the fibers of it and then get it to wrap more
Oh,
around.
and Sue has a good idea. She said she might stitch the word onto it. Wouldn't that
It's a
be
great idea.
That would be cute too. All right, so now let me show you guys another idea. And this is with, let me see, we need it about this long. I'm going to cut another piece of ribbon. And I took, this one is another SVG on the website, and it is just the word family, and then I put some fun tails on it. Now, I opened up a document, so you could use print and cut in the design space if you have that, or you could use Canva or a Word file. And again, just like with the Cricut, you're going to want to measure out your space. So with that, with the particular vase that I had, it was, that 4.5, and the ribbon is about 2. Let me shut my heat press off. And then I made a box on the document, and then I imported the JPEG, and then I made it fit inside that box and printed it out. So this is just a piece of paper, and then I cut it so I could see, but I'm going to actually trim it a little closer. So if I put it on there and it's going to be crooked a little bit, it's going to annoy me. So let me just get some of that extra away so I can see my baseline, make sure that's straight. And I'm going to use this as a tail on something. So I would actually dovetail this so I can kind of see where that's going to lie. And then I have a wreath that I hang on my door, and it's just a green wreath, and then I can put a new bow on there. So I can make a bow out of the rest of this. I also have it in red. I have it in like a red fall color right now at Hobby Lobby. And then I can make this one of the tails on there. But how do we get this onto the ribbon, right? Does anybody know what I'm going to do here? I bet Christy knows. And when I show you, she's going to be like, oh, yeah. Okay, so this is a package of graphite paper. And it comes with, there's a white sheet on top. But, let me put that out of the way. It's just a whole bunch of these. And then on the back is pencil lead, really. And I'm going to do this. Let me find something hard. I have my silicone mat, so it doesn't really work. I just got this for the stampers out there. I ordered a new stamp cleaner off of Amazon. Isn't this cute? I'm just so excited about the color. It's like my favorite color.
It's
Okay.
adorable.
Thank you. Thank you for agreeing with me.
It's my favorite color too. So
Is it? So fun. Okay, so now I'm going to put this over the top, and I'm lining it up on here as almost as straight as I can, just because I'm an eyeballer, so I want to make sure that it looks straight. Now it's going to be hanging on a wreath, so it's probably okay if it's a little bit off. And then I'm just taking my Cricut stylus. I do think that you can use just like a pencil or a pen. I bet Christy knows. I know she's used this paper before, right? And
Yeah, stylus is great.
I'm going to just trace it. Let me make sure it's working. Can you guys see that? Let me finish tracing it so I don't move it. Then I'll pick it up and show everybody. So I'm just going over. Now you could be very meticulous and kind of draw the whole thing. If you had Christy's hand lettering books, you could just learn to hand letter and then you wouldn't have to do that. But now you can see it's given me, let me see, can you guys see that on there? Yeah, you should be able to, right? And it gave you kind of a template of the design. And then for this one, I just grabbed my Sharpie pen. And I'm just going to kind of trace it. It just feels weird when somebody's watching you. Like, I'm going to mess up.
you're doing great.
Oh, thank you.
Kelly says, wow, that is so clever. It is.
Cute.
There. So I just kind of roughly went over it, and then I don't know if I can do it hard. This pen kind of bleeds on here, but I'm going to go back and thicken it a little bit.
Yeah, I think paint pens would work well too, Judy.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
They would. And if you know where I put mine, if you could just let me know, that'd be great. 'Cause I was thinking, oh, go ahead.
But I
Word
think
in your
it's
life.
important to have the right pen because yours is real thin and
Mhm.
the letters are real thin. And so if you get a fat, chunky marker on there, it just doesn't look the same.
Yeah, that's true.
And using a light, not putting a whole lot of pressure is going to help it not bleed
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
the fabric.
It'll be okay. And it got a little, what I should have done, and I did that with the other one. See, now I put it on the silicone mat and it kind of bled a little bit more. This one, when I was testing it, I actually used this plastic behind them.
That looks so good.
It does.
Like, isn't that just a super fun way to use your
And
SVG?
you could even use that as a guideline for stitching, like Sue was
Mhm.
talking about.
Yeah, yeah, you could freehand use just the graphite paper and then freehand over it. I think that would be really, really easy too.
Yeah.
Kelly says your paint pens are right next to the thingamabob.
Yeah.
Oh yes, just to the left of the Doomafitchy, right? Isn't that what they call them? We are so funny. Was that all I was going to show you guys? I think it was. Let me switch. Hold on. Let me go over to the other one and I will show you a closer view. Wait for it.
Magic.
Off the stage. Here we go. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys a little bit closer. So there's our little welcome. Now, when you're further back from it, you can see, I could probably put some more pine cones and stuff in here, but then you can see the whole word. And
That would be pretty with a tall one. Have a tall and a short one.
yeah, like do more than one
Yeah.
face. Yeah, that would be cute. And it could just be a candle in one, and then the whole, other one could be all of your.
And since you made it welcome and it's pretty generic, you could change it out for the seasons, easily.
Yeah, the snowflakes, or you could just use those rocks and stuff that they have. But let me drop. Did I bring my own link? Okay, so if you're watching
I was
this
looking
one,
for
I actually didn't put them in there. I don't know why I thought so, but okay, let me drop this in the comments. So if you're looking for the links, now again, like I said, when we're done with this, I will go back and update the links in the YouTube video here. But if you can find some of the content with this and then the links to the SVGs over on the blog post. So that's we can make that.me for fall craft ideas. And then because it is the anniversary, I'm going to be done here pretty quick, Pam. So if you're almost ready, just to let you
Okay.
know.
I've just been watching it in amazement.
Oh, thanks. So because it's the blogiversary right now, we have the SVG Club, which is all the SVGs in the shop, and you get them for normally it's $99 a year, and you can download as many as you want a month. So if you're working 1 month, like close to Christmas, and you're making a new craft gift for somebody every single day, there's no minimum on how many that you can download. But if you let me put that on the screen so you guys can see it. But if you go to this, we can make that .me/special. I have, instead of $99 for the SVG Club, it is $29.99 because I feel like I'm 29 again, right?
You are.
Oh, thanks.
Wow, that is a very generous.
Yeah, so you can get that for the full year. And again, it's less than $2.50 per month if you even it out. And then you get access to all the SVGs in the shop plus the new ones.
Susan asked what the SVG is.
Yes. So Susan, it stands for Scalable Vector Graphic, but really the short term would be if you have a cutting machine or a Cricut, Silhouette, Glowforge, it's the digital file that you would use to craft with. So you cut it on there. Gail says you can also use your printer to print on ribbon. Yes, you can. Um, Judy said, is that for a full year? Yes, it is. That's $29.99 for the full year. And then if you renew, if you just let it renew on its own, you don't have to do anything. That price will stay with you as long as you're a member. So it's not one of those things that next year it goes up to like $5 billion. No, it's going to stay that same price for as long as that you're a
Front
member.
door. You're keeping it that price. That's incredible.
Yeah. So if they join now, then that price will stay the same, but that's only good until Sunday. So
Awesome.
yeah. Does
Get signed
anybody,
up, everybody.
right? Quick. So if you guys have any questions on that, I'm also on all the social media. So if it's after this event, you can come over and message me over there if you have any questions. But I think there's close to 300. I can't remember, 300 and something files over there that you get access to, and then plus
Wow.
almost every single week we do another one.
The gift that keeps on giving right there.
Right? Yeah. And then I do a lot of blog posts over on the website too. So if you find a really cute SVG, and a lot of times we're like, I don't know what to do with that, I don't know what to make with it, you can just check out the blog. Yeah. So that was all I had.
Did you see Judy's question? Will you be sending an email to your list?
I did send one this morning, so you can click on that. Yes, thank you, Sandy, for putting that out there. But if you didn't see it, let me know.
Why would someone, or who is that person that would be a part of that club?
That's a good question.
Yeah, thanks, Christy. So usually if you are a cutting machine user, so if you have a Cricut, a Silhouette, if you have the little Cricut Joy, which is right here on my shelf, the little ones, there's a whole tab for those. But even like this one, if you have the Cricut Joy, the smaller Cricut, it only has like a 8.5 by 11, or I want to say 4 by 6 mat. So it's the smaller one. It's more of like a card machine, but if you have the smaller ones, this kind of craft would work on there too, or, the smaller words. So there's lots that you can do and make bigger, this could be on like a taller base, like Pam said. So just because
they made a smaller one. Learning so much.
Yeah. So yeah, if you have a cutting machine or a laser machine, a Silhouette, those kind of things. Yep. Glowforge they use, or the Aurora, the laser machines, they use the SVGs too. So, all right. I think that's all the questions that have come through at the end. Are you ready, Pam?
I am ready. I'm ready.
All right. Let me bump you to the front. Thanks everybody for crafting along with me. And then let me make Pam front and center.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Okay, so I'm very excited about this. I've been chomping at the bit ever since we said we were going to do something with acorns, because I kept finding acorns and I drew acorns. I want to show you one more decorative thing that you can do with the project that I'm going to show you. We are going to, for those who might not have been here at the beginning, I'm going to show you how you can use watercolor paint to paint acorns. And this is one other little thing, and this little thing came from Dollar General, and I painted it. So this is a big acorn that I found at Dollar General, and there's some little corn and burlap, but you can see there's more acorns, painted acorns, that I clipped it to an old, an old paper, that's not a paper clip. What is this called? Clothespin. Here's another one. They're just fun to just kind of tuck around different places. And you could also put some words on them, like letters, some little words on here. And like you could clip them onto your family's things. Like you could stick it on their toothbrush, or just have it for a little message, a fall message. So
that'd be cute on the table, like on the Thanksgiving table, and you could put their names on it.
That's a great idea. There's so many ways you can do this. So I think you're going to be excited. So first of all, let's talk about, and I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on this part because I recorded place cards. That's perfect, Judy.
That's the word I was looking for.
What is today? Today's Thursday. Tuesday of this week for my lettering at lunch on Tuesday, and then Friday of last week, I dedicated time to talk about watercolor and what kind of paper you would use. Then used, we just did a lot of prep for this. So if I'm new to you and you watch this, it's like, oh, I want to learn more, but I don't understand, then look for Tuesday's pre-recording and Fridays, okay? Or just message me and I'll help you. Or you could just come on into our little family. So, okay, so I'm going to show you how to do this using watercolor paint. And we have a kit for this because I've shown you the decorative ways to do this, but tomorrow I'm doing an extension of this and doing a journal. And this is a Thankful Heart journal. And we're putting acorns all scattered throughout here and leaves. But we're starting it tomorrow to work through Thanksgiving on being grateful and thankful and noticing those things and recording them in our journal. So just watch, see if this is something you like. And if that looks interesting, it's free. Come tomorrow and we'll go in depth more tomorrow. Okay, so yes.
Was that Facebook, Pam? Is that what you said?
Yes, it will be on Facebook and my YouTube channel,
Okay.
Creative Heart Studio by Pam Coxwell.
Okay, I'll put it in the chat.
Yes, please do, Laura Lee. Okay, so in our kit that we made, I like to do paint dots, and I like to do this because this is artist grade watercolor paint, and it doesn't look like much of anything at all, but once you add water to it, it activates the pigment and you can paint with it. You could also use like a simple watercolor set like this. I think I might have found this at TJ Maxx or Ross or one of those places. If you use something like this, you really need to activate your paint with water. So I had to get up a minute ago and try and find my water bottle. You just wet it and just let it sit there just a second to soften. But that's how you could use that. If you have water-soluble markers like Tombows, or even, I forgot to pull these down, even the Crayola Super Tips, they're water-based. So you could actually do this with these kind of markers, okay? And then the fun things you can use, and if you've been following me, you probably have these. These are Neo colors. They're water soluble. So listen to the word water soluble. That's what we're looking for. And you can have some really fun effects with this. And watercolor pencils will also work. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. We're going to change cameras and hopefully it's set up where it needs to be. Yes, thank you, Lord. All right, let me bring it down so we can see a little bit better. Okay, so this is one of the pages and it's got the lettering these could be for decorative purposes like I showed you. It could also be for journaling prompts, okay? Hey, Dinah. So this is my little bowl of ones that I've already painted. And so that's how I would encourage you to do it. Just sit down and have a painting session, then let them all dry. Take a ink pad and just rough around the edges. And then when you're ready to create, you just grab one of these and create with it. Okay, so but I'm going to focus on acorns today because that is our motto. All right, so let me get that little guy and this little guy as my reference. And I have this little fella and this little fella. And then if you get the kit or the traceables, there's more over here on this page, and you get the mushroom and bird and leaves. Okay, so let's get started. So what you could do, and I don't have mine prepped to do it this way, but you could tape this down to something hard. And is my camera blurry? Does that look blurry, or is it my eyeballs? Maybe it's okay.
Oh, I mean, it's not terrible. What if you lift the paper up to the camera so it can focus?
Let it
and then-
focus.
yeah.
Now then.
And then hold it. No, just kidding.
I'm listening to you. Okay.
Your camera's not, though.
Yeah, no. What's the deal, Lucille? Judy, this is heavy stock cardstock, and I used this so that y'all could see how easy it is to use. Ideally, you would use watercolor paper, and you're going to get a lot more textures, but this is cardstock. Make sure it's heavyweight cardstock. And the other tip, and you're going to see me with this, this is not, cardstock is not made to hold a lot of water. Watercolor paper is designed to hold a lot of water. So we can use it, but we don't use a lot of water on it. Okay, so, all right, if that's bothering y'all, let me know. I'm going to see if I can move my camera down. But for now, I'll just keep going. All right, so the other thing you're going to need is you will need a cup with some water. And I really like to use a saucer, a white saucer, so you can kind of see. You can use it kind of like as a palette. And then this is just a little plate that I found at Dollar General, and for $3. It's called a stoneware serve plate, and it works really well. It's just to help you know if you've gotten your color light enough or not. And then, like, when you're finished with it, you can just wash it off. So I'm going to move some of this off to the side. I was going to keep it there, but I want you to see. And if you're into mixed media, you could use this again too. All right, so here we go. Now let's talk about the paintbrushes. You're going to need a paintbrush, and you also need a napkin. Always keep a napkin handy. So you could use a simple paintbrush like this. This is like a water brush. You could use one of my favorite brushes is a Filbert. I like this Simply Simmons. This is a number 10. Or you could get just a round brush like this. Okay. I'm going to also use a pencil to kind of do some outlining. And I'll also use a Faber-Castell Pitt pen. You could use a micron. You just need a super fine tip to do a little bit of outlining. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn my paper upside down and work on this little guy first. And then here's my paint dots. So one easy way to know what size paintbrush is to look at the paintbrush against your drawing. And this would be a good size. So I'm going to start with a little bit of water on my brush. I don't have to pre-activate these. So with the water on my brush, it's going to activate them. See how it's pulling that pigment off? I'm going to get a little bit more water and pull some of that off. And then I'm going to bring it right here to my paper, not my paper plate, my palette plate. And I'm just going to get it right there. And now we'll start. All right, so I'm just going to lightly touch it to the little acorn. Can y'all see that okay? I'm just lightly touching. And I'm not completely covering this. I'm leaving a little bit of white space so that when I drop some other colors in, then I think that we'll see some really nice effects. All right, hang on just one second. Let's see.
So cute. I love the little palette.
Yeah, they're so much fun to collect them.
Yeah.
You can get different sizes. I'm trying to keep this from falling. Hang on, y'all.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Does anybody?
I don't need a disaster.
Yeah, we're on a timer here. We're on a mission.
Yeah, don't have time for a disaster. Okay, so this color that's next to it is a really pretty color. It's called German Greenish Raw Umber. What a long last name. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of that over here on the side, and I'm just going to work off of that. Probably can't see it because I zoomed it in. Now, I'm going to come up here to his little hat, and I'm going to put that color up here. And look how I'm just dropping it. I'm dabbing it on there. And this is the best way to do it if you're working on cardstock. I just rinsed it, and I want to go ahead and get some of this green, olive green, and I'm going to go ahead and put it on my plate. I kind of wished I'd done all of that right to start with. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of the other colors, and that way I've just got them, and I can keep moving forward.
And then if they dry on your plate, you just add some water and they...
Yes, it's just
Yeah.
magical. It's so fascinating how they work. Okay, so this one is called Indigo, and it's super beautiful and super dark. Here's lavender. And another reason why to use a plate instead of just pulling right off of your dried paint is because you don't really know what color it's going to be until you wet it. And there's been so many times I've bought watercolor paint and been really surprised by the actual color. Okay, so this is one of my favorite grays. It's called Davies Gray. And this is Winsor Newton brand, but Daniel Smith also has this. You can find a similar gray in the cheaper craft paints. But the reason we're using these is because they have the more vibrant pigment. Okay, so now I feel like I can paint without having to slow down and, all right, so I love this lavender color. So now this is still damp. So I want to add just a little bit right around the base. And I'm doing it while it's still damp so that those colors can start working together. Now I'm going to get some of my darker green, and I'm going to drop it around the top like this. Y'all let me know in the comments how many of you are new to watercolor paint. That would help me to know, because I don't want to go too elementary if y'all are like, oh my gosh, this is so slow, but I don't want to go too fast either. Okay, so I'm just going to put, this one's going to be really colorful. Okay, so I'm going to use that same dark color up there at the top, and let's see. I'm going to get some more brown, and I'm just going to darken up his little belly right in here. And what I want to do, and I want to show you this so you know, I'm testing it to make sure I don't have too much water, and I can tell that it's starting to bubble just a little bitty bit, and that's okay. I just want to let it dry and get a good base layer. And I'm going to go to the other little acorn, and then I'm going to come back and add some little details to this guy. Okay? All right.
It looks like we're getting kind of both. I'm new,
Okay.
I'm not new. So yeah, I think you're
Okay.
good.
All right. All right, so I'm going to get off a little bit more of my buff titanium. This color is a great neutral, whether you're using watercolor paint or acrylic paints. It's really a great neutral paint. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing with him. Now, this fella is tall and more slender, so I have more room to just kind of do some little techniques here. So see right here, I left that white. I'm not going to do anything to that. I'm going to let that be like a highlight. It might eventually get covered, but for right now, I'm just going to leave it. And I'm going to get some more of my darker brown and put on my plate. So notice I'm just trying to pull it up from my palette and put it over here so I can move it around, add a little water to it, thin it down a little bit. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go around this edge.
It's amazing how much you get out of those little, like
It
on the
is.
watercolor palette. You're thinking,
It
oh, I'll get a
is.
couple of acorns, but it goes a
Yeah.
ways.
And especially when they're very vivid, when the colors are intense, you really don't need much color. And if you layer them, you actually get I just saw Judy's. I'm a professional collector of supplies. I am too.
We all are. It's
Yes.
so funny.
And
This
this
is
is
a safe place to admit that.
absolutely
Sisterhood. I love it.
no judgment here.
Yeah.
All right, so now with there, I just added in just a little bit of that really pretty cobalt blue, and look what it did. It made it look more of a greenish brown. Isn't that something? Laura Lee asked, do you print the templates at home? Yes. So if your printer will accept watercolor paper, a really thin weight watercolor paper, then absolutely use that. If it's finicky, just get a heavyweight cardstock. All right, so look at that one. I was able, because I had more room, I added the cobalt. So just to recap, I put down buff titanium. Then while it was still damp, I added to the left side that cobalt blue, and that made it look green, which I love. This side, I put just a little touch of that Aussie red gold. Kelly, aren't you from Australia? Is this your color? Aussie red gold. I just touched it right there. And then I touched it right here. And when the colors are damp, y'all, it just starts doing its own little thing. And it's so much fun. Okay, so now let's go to this one. How am I on time? Let's see. Do I have 15? I can't tell the time very good.
Yeah, about 15 minutes.
Okay, we can do this. We can do it. Okay, so I'm going to do this one green. Let's do the belly of this one green. And the fun thing with this is print a bunch of them and just make a lot of acorns and just use them everywhere in your house. Okay, so there's that one. Just this is the green gold. And I'm going to try taking the olive gold and doing it for its cap. And I don't know if you noticed or not, but I did not rinse my brush in between. And that's okay. What that does is it makes this really cool effect where those two greens just start working together. It's a lot of fun to do, to play around with different color combinations. And whenever you have printables like this, or you have paper like this, it's not a lot of money. So it's a great time to learn. It's a great time to learn. South Africa. I love Kelly's accent, y'all. She is definitely not from South Alabama like I am. We're both South A, but she's from, there we go. I'm adding a little bit of purple. Well, it's kind of, all right, let's pull him up here. All right, so now I'm going to do a touch of purple right there, and I'll do a touch of purple down here. So that's another little design trick that you can put a touch here, a touch across, and it just starts pulling your design together. Okay.
That's so cute. When you said purple, I was like, wait, what, Pam?
So
Love
what
it.
I want to do now is I want to see if I can take my leaf here and use some of these same colors and just have it all coordinate. And I think I can do that. So I'm going to start with the Aussie red gold, and I'm just going to start on this side and just kind of scribble it around. Oh, and I forgot to show you with the markers. So let me do that also. Okay, so these are the markers, and this is a Tombow number 126. There's our word, water base. So if it's water base, what's it going to do? It moves with water. So look, I'm just kind of scribbling that on there. And I'm just going to get my brush right here. My brush is damp. I'm going to pick some of that up and drop it in here. I didn't have much water in my brush, so it didn't go very far. Okay, and you can have a watercolor effect, y'all, even with these water-based markers. And I'm going to try this I'm losing my words, my Crayola marker, and show you that even it will work. Now, if you were going to draw directly onto this paper, you could do that, but you would not have the same effect. And that's because the paper is meant to absorb it. So it's going to absorb it and it's not going to move. That's why I'm doing it on my saucer over here on the side and then dropping it in. Does that make sense? Does anybody have any questions?
We've been kind of popping them up and asking as we go.
Okay, so I'm not missing anything.
Yeah, nope. So I think you're good. They're just loving the colors and how easy you make it look.
This can be so relaxing, and I want y'all to try this. You don't have to spend a lot of money to try it. We have so many creative kits. If you're nervous about putting colors together, I have so many creative kits in my shop with the colors already coordinated for you, and these paint dots. So look for a kit that has the paint dots, and you will also have bling that coordinates with it. You'll have, what else will you have in there? You'll have ribbon that coordinates. I want to add a little bit more of this lavender. And then I'm hoping that by now my first acorn is dry and we can add some touches to it. So if you were going to do this at home, and you could do this and sit down with the family. You wouldn't have, you couldn't do this very easily with acrylic paint. Let me rephrase that. I could not do this very well with acrylic paint and sit on the couch and watch television. I could do it with this because this is water soluble. And if I spill some of it, I'm going to be able to get it up. But get a board, a lap board, and just sit down with them, and you can paint.
Or a cookie sheet. Here's a cookie sheet.
A cookie sheet would be great. Yeah.
And is it a cookie sheet or a cooking sheet? I don't know. I saw that somewhere. Now I don't remember what it is.
I call them a cookie sheet.
Right. Because I'm always cooking cookies.
That's right. You can cook something else with that?
Right. Why would you? Yeah.
Would anybody else want something else other than cookies? Okay, so look what I'm doing to this little heart. I'm dropping in. See how I'm just pouncing it on there very lightly. I'm letting it touch it, and I'm pulling my brush up, and I'm just going to let that sit there, and I'm going to add just a tiny bit of this lavender right around the edge. I'm just curious how many of y'all are painting along with me. Okay, so I'm going to let that sit there, and always remember, let your paper do the work for you. Okay, just turn it around like this. Now this one is dry. It's a little bit cool, so that lets me know that it's a little bit damp. Judy, you absolutely could use a heat dryer. You absolutely could. This one's a little bit cool, but I would be able to do some line work around it. And I just want y'all to see how you can add more layers to this and it just makes it pop. Okay, so I'm just going to go around this with my pencil, and I know it's already outlined, but I'm just going to add a few. I'm going to deepen it. Maybe that's a good word for it. Add a little bit of shading in there, just with my pencil, and that darkened it a little bit. Okay, good, Pam Sterling. I'm glad to see you, lady. Now I'm going to pull out these two weapons. These are Supra color pencils. They are like a watercolor pencil, but they're more intense, and we have these in the kit. Now I want you to see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to take it And I'm going to add another layer of color on top like this. And y'all, this is water soluble. So what's it going to do when it gets wet? It's going to move. And you can wet this, or you could leave it like it is. Bobby, this is a Supra color. Well, probably help if I get it in the camera. Caran d'Ache Supra color. And see how it's got that little paintbrush on there? That means it's water soluble. It's letting you know it's a water soluble pencil. So now watch what I'm going to do. I put my brush in water, but I'm blotting it so that it's just damp. And I'm going to hold this up closer because I really want you to see this. Okay, right here. All right. Watch what it's doing. It kind of rubs it, and it's just a light wash, a hint of color. And it just takes your painting up a notch. That's what it's doing. It's just making it a little bit fancier. Okay, and I'll do one more, and then I want to stop and show you how you can cut it down. I know that I wanted to save that part for last because I knew that if I didn't finish, that would be something. It's pretty self-explanatory. All right, so see how I'm just kind of rubbing it across, and it just adds another layer of color. And that's what's so fascinating about watercolor, y'all. You can let a layer dry, add another layer of color on top, and you have these really cool effects. Or you can do like I did the first time, and you add more color on top of a wet layer, and then they start blending right there on your paper, and it just does all kinds of stuff.
They're so cute.
Good. See there? Just a little bit of touch. And if you loved gold and bling, you could get a gold marker or gold paint, and you could put some of that on there. Yeah. So let's look at
We got about 7 minutes.
Okay, good. Okay. So with this one, look at how you can look on the back side. See how it's puffy right there? It's still not totally dry. And see how those are puffy? That's okay. It's once it completely dries, y'all, it will you'll be able to flatten it down once it completely dries.
What was the first pencil you used, Pam?
It was just a regular number 2 pencil.
Okay.
Just a number 2. So let me do this. Let me show you on the Pitt pen how you can also use that to do some outlining to dress it up. And y'all don't worry, because I'll be back tomorrow and I'll show you how to do even more of these. If you want to learn more, I go live almost every Friday at noon, Lord willing, and the creek doesn't rise. And lately it's been rising a good bit, but usually you can find me. And we'll be tomorrow for sure doing the journal. So look what that does. And that is adding the Pitt pen. See the difference? So it's all in what you like. If you wanted to just leave it super soft and delicate, that's how it would look. If you wanted it outlined in pencil, that's how it would look. And then if you wanted a more stark outline, this is how it would look. Does that help y'all? Okay, and I want to see if this is enough that I can do this. There it is. I was looking for my pencil. These leaves are so much fun to paint. I don't know how many of these I've made now. I've made a lot of them. And these are the same. You could use these on your paper clips. I did a paper clip too. I don't know where I put it. A little hidden paper clip. There's so many ways you can do things you can do with them. You can do magnets. Put them in your journal.
can make a card to go with your candle to give to your sister-in-law when she makes Thanksgiving
Yes.
this year.
Yes.
There's
There's probably everything we've done today. We would be able to connect all of our projects together and have one nice decoration. So this one right here, I went outside of the lines intentionally to show you that that's okay. All right. And what I could do is, there it is. Somebody asked about the scissors, and I wanted to say, how many scissors do I not see? Because scissors are one of the things I'm so terrible at losing.
Yeah. Or I find cute ones and I think I need more.
Oh,
Or
I
need a
know.
bigger one or a sharper one. Or this
Yeah.
one's just going to be for ribbon. And then I'm cutting wired ribbon and now it doesn't work.
Yeah.
I'm fun
And
like that.
same with reading glasses. I have so many pair of reading glasses. And then I have computer glasses. Then
Yeah.
I have eyesight glasses. And okay, so see, that's okay that I've got white. I went outside of the lines. That's okay. So lots of choices with these. And I've got 3 minutes. How did that happen? Okay. Let's do one more. I can do this in 3 minutes.
Right. We're timing you. No, just kidding.
Yeah, I can do it. I really can. Okay, let's do a crazy little mushroom. Crazy, crazy. And I won't be able to outline him or anything. But what I'm doing, and you can't see this, is I'm just pulling the paint from my tray. And a lot of my colors have mixed together. And that's what you're seeing. Isn't that cool? These are just colors that have all just kind of blended. Okay.
Cute.
So I've almost made it. How's my time?
At 2 minutes.
Okay. Now I want to do a little bit of the lavender because that didn't. Let's have a cute lavender mushroom. Did you see how it's bleeding? And it's because the wet touched wet, and there it goes. Isn't that awesome?
That is.
Wet touches wet, and it moves. Wet on dry, it's going to lay on top and make a layer. I think that's a good way to end it. Wet on wet, it's going to move.
Move.
Wet on dry, it's going to make a layer. Maybe if it works out after Meg's, this will be dry and I can show y'all how it just does all the different variations. And I use that indigo to go up in the top.
Very cute. What do you guys think?
I'm just mesmerized watching. I feel
You
like
know.
I'm just zoned in.
I'm
It
like,
is
I needed some popcorn and a cocoa, and I was
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
curl up and
Oh, I love that we're doing fall stuff. I mean,
Thank y'all for watching. I love
thank you.
acorns. I love them and I see them everywhere now.
yeah. Even in my walk now, I'm seeing them, which I think is kind of funny.
Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah. Okay. So I have in the chat, and I'm going to go back and put it in the replay so you guys can find that too. But the link to her printables,
Mhm.
and then I also put her YouTube channel in there, so you guys can come back and find her.
Thank you, Shelley.
Um,
Thank
yeah,
you, everybody.
They're blowing up they're blowing up the chat.
It's so much of a stress relief if you don't try and get it perfect. And that's with every single creative project. It can be a stress relief unless you try to make it perfect. And then it's going to steal your joy and you're not going to feel good about it.
And then the project needs to go in timeout, right?
Exactly. Yes. So have fun with it. And
Yeah.
and the colors are still they're still working. I can see them.
That's so
It's gonna
funny.
be
Can't wait
fun
to
to
see
see
it.
how it ends up.
Yeah. Okay. So before we move on, and Meg's gonna jump in with her craft. If you guys didn't tell Pam happy birthday, it was her birthday yesterday. So
I'm
birthday.
officially Social Security age.
no way. Well, congratulations
What
on
age
the
is that?
discounted meals.
What age is that?
62.
You're 62? I
Yes.
thought we were the same age.
No, I'm older
Never
than
said.
I'm the oldest sister.
It's still young. Very young.
You're only as old as you feel. Oh no. Yeah.
So I'm a baby.
Yeah.
Thank y'all. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, let me pull Meg up now. Meg, did you have some stuff you want to talk about before you jump in, or you just want to go right to your
I
camera
think
view?
I'm just going to jump in and just chit chat as we go, if that's okay.
Yeah, yep, that's
Okay,
good. Let me get you
okay.
in there. Okay, welcome,
Perfect.
Meg.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. Excuse like the mess and everything, but this is the way I craft. So I have here really what was part of an Amazon box. And I'm the type of person, if I see a good box, I have to keep it. I don't know about y'all.
I do that too.
Right.
Yeah, the good
That's
boxes.
how you know how old you are is if you've ever said, "This is a good box. We should
Yeah,
keep
I gotta
it."
keep this. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some water and I'm just gonna spray this top layer. And I'm just gonna kind of work it in, and then we're gonna take it and just set it aside. I just need it to soften up that top layer. So we're gonna do that so we can break it apart and have our painting surface. And while that's doing its thing, I'm gonna take a small wooden palette. I love these little palettes. These come from the dollar store, and just some white paint. I feel bad painting after Pam because she does like this beautiful artwork, and I'm just
Oh
gonna
no,
paint
don't.
on a palette. So just some
Right.
white paint, and I'm gonna go through, and because I'm the type of person that forgets to do the inside bits, I do those first so I don't forget. Because I hate that when I've made a cute little craft and I'm like, oh dang it, I forgot those little bits. Then I'm just gonna go through and paint this. So I love these palettes, and the size is just something you can do, well, as y'all will see, in 30 minutes. Like, it doesn't have to be an all day craft project. And I think that's what I've loved about everybody's projects here today is these are totally ones you can just sit and make. You don't have to set aside a whole weekend. So
They want to
started.
see. They want to see your nails up close. We love your nails.
Oh my gosh, all these have been so much fun. Let's see here.
Oh, adorable.
Look at these. And I didn't know this when I put them. The ghosts and this part here glow in the dark.
Oh,
Oh
how,
my goodness.
So funny.
so you did them
husband and I went,
yourself?
huh?
You did them yourself?
Oh no, girl. These came from the HEB. You know what the HEB is. These are just press-ons.
Yeah, press on nails, my favorite.
So when I say HEB, that's our grocery store here in Texas.
That's
What
Oh,
the
and
heck?
by the way, I saw somebody in the comments earlier. She said hello from McAlester, Oklahoma. And I was on mute at the time. That's where I bought my first car. So I was so excited to see McAlester, Oklahoma. Anyway, randomness there.
Right? Just chat like we're all friends, right? HEB is the
Exactly.
best.
Yeah, the only thing second to HEB is Buc-ee's, right, Shelly?
Yes, we went to Denver the other day and we drove by a Buc-ee's and I said to my husband, have you been there? And he's like, no, have you? And I was like, yes, I have.
Of course I have.
So
Right.
Christy and Meg and I were all together and in Texas and they realized I hadn't been. So we went and it was way cool.
We only take you to the best places, Shelly.
Oh, thank you. It was fun.
Okay, so this could have as many coats as you want, and I could do some distressing with some different color paints, but since I'm going to use a lot of browns on my acorn, I decided just to leave this a bright white, but you can, of course, make this however you want. Got this last little edge to do, and then we're going to set this aside and let it get all dry and happy. So I have all these little bowls in here. They're my resting spots.
That's a good idea.
4 of them. Okay, so now our cardboard should be pretty good to work with. Oh yeah. So see how now it's just going to easily pull and separate. If I was trying to do it over here where it's dry, it's going to, but you'll see how I have a lot more of this taking place right here. But once you've wet it, then it releases a whole lot easier. And I love that we're starting with something that would normally just go in the trash can.
Yeah,
Okay.
we really good recycle.
Yes. Oh yeah, I think that's gonna be enough. Yeah. So I'm just gonna take my favorite pair of scissors. And I don't know about y'all, but I have to have the spring-loaded ones to be happy.
I don't think I have any of those. So now I maybe need to go shopping.
Oh my gosh, girl, you have to have them. We have to fix that. All right, so I got super fancy and I went like old school 19, well, we'll just say late 1900. And I found clip art. Like I didn't even know that was a thing, by the way, because so many things have changed. But you can still just Google acorn clip art, and this is what I got, and I printed it out. And so I'm going to take these, and you can trace on the back if you want, but I just like to go for it. So I'm going to take the base of my acorn.
Yeah, I imagine this is pretty forgiving, so you don't have to be too exact.
Right.
I'm loving the texture.
It's one of my favorite things. Like every time I'll go for a while without doing this, and then I do it again. I'm like, okay, now I need every cardboard box in the world so I can keep doing it.
Yeah, they would be cute for the tag behind Pam's acorn where she had the little burlap ribbon.
Oh yeah, it would.
That would be very fallish.
Okay, so now let's see if I can kind of cheat on this one and kind of use part of that edge, and I can.
I'm dying to know what's coming. I'm like, what is about to happen?
Great. Megan's, yeah, me too. No, just kidding.
Me too. I have no idea. No.
That's funny. What kind of crafts do you have on the blog, Meg?
So all different types of crafts, but a lot of things like this, like some upcycling, but like I love to go junk shopping and find things and remake them. Teaching people how to make little signs for their home or big signs for their home. I love to work with vinyl and vinyl crafts, whether it's heat transfer vinyl or regular vinyl, sugar scrubs. I mean, I think that's one of my favorite things about that blog is anything goes. Just a good hodgepodge.
The true creative. Kelly had a good idea. Next time we go live, she said we each should be doing like a part of it. And then at the end, we have one project from all of us.
That would be so much fun. That's a great idea.
That is a great idea.
That
We'll
is
just have to make Kelly play with us too.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put my same little bowl here, and I'm going to take some brown paint. And this is my favorite part in doing this, y'all, is like Pam's looks all professional and all this other stuff. You just take a paintbrush and you just slather this on there. I mean, you just go down. Just all willy-nilly. Whatever you're feeling, whatever your heart desires, you just go for it. And see how this part didn't tear off completely? I don't know if y'all can see that. But some of the top layer is still on there, and I love that. So don't feel like it needs to perfectly separate.
Yeah, acorns are perfect in nature, so I think that's a good little.
Yeah. Okay, so we have our professionally painted acorn topper. And then I'm going to take some of the white paint I had in there earlier and just mix this in with that brown to get a lighter brown.
There's just something about watching people play with paint that just kind of is mesmerizing. Like I can see Christy, she's just like in her little happy place.
Yeah.
Watching the paint.
And I like to, I don't know if y'all have noticed this. This is a piece of glass. This is from Glassboard Studios, and I've recently found this company, and I love these. And they clean up so well. So I used to use silicone all the time, and now I've switched over, and I love them. Love them, love them, love them.
I just had a company send me a huge Glassboard Studio. They just sent me one to check it out.
It's awesome. That's exactly what this is. It's great.
I want to know what you like about it. Well, you said it cleans up easy.
Yeah, so watch this.
So did you find it on Amazon?
No, so I have another website, and so the easiest link to find it with is iteachstamping.com/glassboard. I believe that's the link. I'll double check it. But in there's a 15% off coupon. Like you don't have to have you don't have to have a coupon code. Just when you use that link, it's automatically going to come up. But look how clean that is. And
I
that
love
paint
it.
was right on there.
They
And it
have
comes in all
many-
different sizes. So
They have so many sizes too.
Is it
Yes.
textured on the top? I'm just curious.
No,
no, but it is magnetic.
yeah, they sent me a magnetic ruler and some little things to hold your project down.
Yeah.
It's really neat.
I think I can easily get them. Hold on, I'll show you because it's cool. It's super cool.
Y'all
they
don't have
call
them, Kelly?
chess piece magnets. So
Yeah,
that's
show me what to do
those.
with that because I've got it. I just don't know what
Oh
to do.
my goodness. It probably holds your piece still. Is that
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it won't, like, this one is thicker. So I mean, it holds it.
That's
So
pretty
I
cool.
just like that this one has a ruler.
So instead of
And then
using
you
washi
have-
tape to hold something down, I could use that.
Yes, exactly.
Look at all the people who
Okay,
have one.
The ruler. Tell me about the ruler. How do you use that?
I use a lot of times to line things up,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
The magnetic ruler part.
Yeah. So I use it like if I was going to paint a section and I just want my paint to go a certain size, width. I don't know what the word is, the English I'm trying to find. Yeah, but if I just want to paint like a 2-inch section or watercolor a 2-inch section or something like that, then the ruler's just sitting right there and I just hit that one image, that one section, I'm good to go.
Cool.
So, okay. So and like the best part is this is almost already dry. Like how cool is that? So that's the other thing about, because cardboard absorbs. So it's, it dries pretty quick. Okay. So let me move all my magnets out of the way. Oh, sorry. So it's iteachstamping.com/glass. I kept it easier.
Oh,
I forgot
glass.
that I kept it
Okay,
easier.
that makes
Glass.
sense. I'm like, I can't find it, but this works.
Yeah. Okay, so we have our cute little palette and we have our acorn that's still drying. And so while that's doing that, we're going to play with some ribbon. And I heard Christy say she likes polka dots. I'm a fellow Dottie. So love, love, love some polka dots. I'm just going to take some ribbon and bring this back. Make sure y'all can see what I'm doing. There we go. And I'm just going to take it and make a fun little bow. And I'm going to use glue dots that I had sitting right here. How many of y'all lose everything when it's right in front of your face? There it is. It was under my washcloth.
All the time.
Oh, that's... So I'm just going to take these and kind of, like, this is like a little cheater bow. I love these little cheater bows. So you just make like a hope ribbon. And then I'm going to do that on the other side as well. Man, I love glue dots.
I do too.
Joyce has a glass board that's till with white polka dots. We would love that. With you.
Cute.
Cute. Okay, and then I'm gonna do a little trimmy trim. Maybe I'll do a good job instead of not that. There we go. So we've got our cute little bow. Huh?
I was like, don't cut the ribbon. No.
Oh, the number of times I've done that. And then I
Yeah.
was trying to decide, I pulled some all different colors of buttons, and I love buttons. Like, I totally love buttons, but I think, like, I think I really like this bright one. What do y'all think? Okay, so here's one.
Just like at the eye doctor. 1, 2.
Yeah, which
Or
is better,
two.
1
Yep.
or 2?
Yep.
And then,
I like what
3.
you like.
Okay,
I
I'm
like
gonna
them
go.
both.
I'm gonna go with the brighter one.
Yeah, I like that one.
Just gives it a fun little pop. And so the other thing about this craft that's so wonderful, in my opinion, is everything's like in its own stage drying. So I get to work on the other things. Like I get to stay in motion rather
Yeah.
than sit and wait for paint to dry.
Yeah, and then I get sidetracked and start something else, and then that's how all those
Exactly.
unfinished projects just pile up.
Yeah. So like this didn't dry all the way, and I'm just gonna take my finger and smush it. Like that's it. Like I don't. It doesn't have to be perfect. So
And now it's your
we can pick if we want it to go like this, but I'm gonna turn mine and have it go like this.
Oh, it's so cute.
Did you tell us where you got the palette? Was that from the Dollar Tree?
Yeah, that is from the Dollar Tree. So yes,
Tape runner.
yeah, I love that tape runner. All right, so for this one, I'm just gonna stick it on with that, and then I'm gonna take some foam tape for this section here.
We love a good dimension.
Yeah. Just don't get your foam tape too close to the bottom edge, because I don't want it to be sitting all funky, right?
Right.
We're not going for funky. Then we'll take another glue dot, kiss it on there, peel it off. And then add that on like so. So we have this cute little sun, and then if you want to, you can also take your ribbon and add it to the back of your palette if you want to be able to hang it.
Cute.
Bam.
Judy's gonna make one to put on her wreath.
That would be
Oh, that'd be
super
cute.
Yeah,
See,
that's
I like having that as the hanger as well. But I mean, like, look at this fun texture we get with that cardboard.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I didn't for the acorn, but remember, you've got this running this direction, right? I could have taken it and turned it and had texture going this way and this way. Just for the acorn, it looked really funky. I'm not gonna lie. That was my first pass with it. So when I turned it the same way, then I was really happy with it.
Love it.
There we go.
That was cute. And that it's only $3.19. Like, look at how quick that was.
Are you serious? That's crazy. And everything is dry. Like the cardboard's dry, the sign is dry, everything is dry. 19 minutes, my friends, and you're using cardboard. Just cardboard.
And supplies you have, probably.
Yeah.
Kelly's
Yeah.
gonna use. She said she can use popsicle sticks to make one because they don't have boards like that.
Oh, yeah. So, especially the jumbo popsicle sticks. When I do those, because for a long time you can't get these. And so I would take two. Oh, I got paint on my fingernails. We can't have that. So, sorry, squirrel. That goes with our acorn theme. So I would take the two popsicle sticks and stack them on top of each other to get that thickness, rather than it just being a single popsicle stick. So if you're going to go with that, go with the jumbo ones, but double them up. You don't have to on your support pieces on the back, but on these pieces, stack them and you're golden.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great idea.
Or paint sticks. That's another good one.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Joyce.
Joyce. So if we did another one of these for Christmas, what should our theme be? Y'all should tell us in the comments.
Right?
Yep. I do like the idea of making a project and building on. I've done that with another group, and that was really fun too.
Yeah. That's good. We'll let Meg get her stuff re-situated.
There she is.
There we go. Perfect. Okay, now we've done these. So the other one we did was the bee theme. Here's my bee project right here behind me. This was the last one. When did we do that? Was that May? That was quite a while ago. But those are also on our channel.
And then we added Meg.
Yeah.
So glad.
Do we have you unmuted, Meg?
Yep.
There we go. I have have a bee joke. Do you guys want to hear a bee joke?
Always.
Of course.
Let's hear it.
We love
So-
your jokes.
I don't know. This is probably right up there with a dad joke, but I went to the beekeeper to get 12 bees, because we're doing all these bee crafts, right? So he counted them up and he gave them to me. And then I look at him and I'm like, there's 13 bees here. I said, what's going on? And he's like, that last one is your freebie.
Your freebie. I love it.
See, I told you. I hope everybody logged off because that was not worth it.
I love it.
Dad jokes are the best.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh, somebody said sleds. That would be fun.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That sounds hard, but it
Snow-
sounds cute.
Snowflakes and icicles and garland.
That's cute. Funny. Yeah. So we'll have to figure out what we're going to do next, and then we'll do something for Christmas too. Let me see.
Wreaths.
Wreaths.
Yeah. Snowmen. Oh, snowmen are so fun.
Yes, they
So
are. Oh, thanks, Kelly, for feeding my bad sense of humor. I've been hanging on to that one for a while. Let me just tell you.
Impressed. I would have forgotten it, so I'm impressed.
Well, I did have it to tell everybody that last time we did one, but here we go.
Thank y'all for hanging out for all of us. That was so sweet.
Yeah.
Yes.
So many of you.
This has been fun.
And it seemed like everybody, like the number stayed the same through the whole thing. So I love that you guys hung out with us.
Good.
And I'm gonna go back and we're gonna put all the links in the description. So if you missed something or if you want to come back and rewatch and make any of these crafts later, you'll be able to get to their stuff. All right. Do you guys have anything else?
This was fun.
This was.
Yeah, it was good. So thanks everybody for watching. And yeah, we're getting lots of fun thank you comments. So
Yeah.
if you have ideas and you're watching us on the replay, make sure you tell us what you want to see next.
Please do. That helps us tremendously. We want to make what y'all want to see.
Yeah, that is true. Okay. Well, everybody have a great week and we'll talk to you later.
Bye.